In this video, I'll demonstrate how to connect a float switch to a 6-inch 380-volt 3-phase automatic control box. Warning: make sure to turn off or disconnect the power source before connecting a float switch or water level probes to the automatic control box. Let's begin by removing the screw from the fold-open cover of the control box. Now we can open the control box cover. The hinges are on the left. There are a total of 6 terminal connection positions. The first 3 connection positions are marked 1, 2, 3, and the second 3 positions are marked for 5 and 6. The first 3 positions are all bridged out. You will only use the first 3 positions. If you want, you have water level probes checking that the water source levels are above the wet end, and at the same time be using a float switch to control the pump according to the water in the destination tank. If you only want to control the water in the destination tank, to turn the pump on and off using a float switch, we will use the positions marked for 5 and 6. Make sure that about 30 millimeters of the outer insulation is removed from the float switch wire. Our float switches have 3 wires: a black common wire, a blue normally closed wire, and a brown normally open wire when the float is hanging down. When using the float switch, we will use only the black common wire and the brown normally open wire. We can cut off the blue wire to use as a bridge and then insulate the end of the blue wire if needed. Let's begin by unscrewing the cable clamp. Next, let's break out the gland knockout on the bottom of the control box. The accessories pack that came with the control box includes 3 water level probes, hanger brackets, and 2 glands. Let's take out one of the glands and fit it into the knockout hole. Next, we can unscrew the gland cap and thread the float switch cable through the gland. We can fasten the gland screw to seal around the cable. And then we can fasten the cable clamp back into place. Let's begin by inserting the black common wire into the float switch terminal connector at the position marked 4 and fasten the screw. Let's take the piece of blue wire that we cut as a bridge and remove the insulation from both ends. Now we can go ahead and insert one end of the blue wire into the terminal connector marked 5 and the other end at the same time into the terminal connector at the position marked 6. Then fasten the screw at position 5. Finally, we can take the brown normally open wire and also insert it into the terminal connector at the position marked 6 together with the blue wire. Now we can fasten the screw at position 6. We are connecting this float switch to turn off the pump as soon as the tank is full of water, and then automatically turn on the pump again when the water in the tank drops enough to cause the float switch to hang. We need to set the dip switches at the bottom right of the control box circuit board, both to the off position. Both switches will be switched to the down position if not already there. Now we can close the lid of the control box. We can now turn on the power to the control box. It is very important to note that if the control box is in manual mode, it will ignore the float switch and only switch the pump on and off when the run or stop buttons are pushed. We can see that this control box is currently in manual mode, so it will not switch on or off according to the float switch. The user will need to press either the blue start or the red stop button to switch the pump on or off. To switch from manual to automatic mode to activate the float switch, we can push the green mode button once. The auto indicator will be displayed on the controller screen. If the float switch is floating in the up position, full indicator will be displayed on the screen. The running current at the top right will show 0 amps and the pump will be switched off. When the water level in the tank begins to drop and the float switch hangs in the down position, the full indicator will not be displayed and the pump will be switched on. The running current of the motor will be displayed on the top right of the controller display. When the tank is full again and the float switch is floating up, the pump will be turned off. The connection of the float switch is now complete.